changes lanes. Look, people, what are you doing? Why are you stopping? There's no cabbies taking up that right lane. Humans have left. Now they merge. Now this guy, oh, cabbie, that's a good spot to pull out. No, what are you doing? Cybertruck coming, okay. It's a good sign. It's our main event. I mean, there should be yearly driving tests. You think you can just pass a driving test when you're 16 and you're 36 and you're still a good driver? The World Series of Poker 2025 main event. My 20th attempt at this freeze out. I have one min cash for $20,000. We're down bad. Now is the time to win it all back. I'm coming in aggressive. 3-betting is the main strategy. Fear, that's their problem. I've busted more times than 99% of the population.
What?
Poker's a game of information. It is my job to absorb the information and make the best decision possible based upon my opponents, positions, bet sizes, and hole cards. Let's make more good decisions for the rest of these Munsons.
A real Munson.
And bag and tag 200,000. There's a 1% giveaway going away on Twitter, giving away 1% of whatever I cash for or don't cash for. If I happen to cash this event, I'm going to give out $200 to my followers. If we final table, I'm going to give away $1,000. If I win, I'm going to give away $10,000. All you have to do is be subscribed and comment WSOP below. Good luck, us. With blinds at 100, 200, 200, we have a fresh 60,000 in our stack. Table's pretty tough, but we are six-handed. Let's play some hands. Folds to me in the cutoff. I look down at 5-6 of diamonds, a great hand to make it 600 to go. Lithuanian super pro of some sort. Makes it 3,000 from the small blind. What's he repping? Probably a premium, but we have a hand that can crack premiums. We put in the call and we see a flop of ace, queen, jack, 2 diamonds. Definitely a better flop for him. He's gonna c-bet his range small, which of course he does for 1,600. Part of me wants to just start calling out what people are gonna bet because it's so obvious in these spots. But I keep my mouth shut and stay stoic. We put in the call hoping for a diamond on the turn. The turn is the 3 of hearts. That does not help our 6 high, but he checks. What does he have? Pocket kings, ace rag, a middle pair? We check it back. He still has a huge range advantage. The river is a queen. We can have king queen. We can have queen 10. We can still have ace X. He checks. Do we check back 6 high? Our heart rate is pounding. I bet 7,500. He goes deep in the tank. He's staring at me. I don't move. Eventually, he folds, and we take down a nice pot. We're off to a good start. With blinds at 100, 200, under the gun +1, probably the only recreational at the table, opens for 600. We're in the big blind with the king 4 of diamonds. Could get spicy and make it 3,000 to go, but we just call. The flop comes 8, 3 deuce, heart, heart, diamond. We check, preparing to check raise our back doors. Some people like back doors more than others. But he checks behind. The turn is the 7 of diamonds. We got the flush draw, 2 hearts, 2 diamonds, some straight draws. Good board for our big blind defending range. So we bet the pot, 1,500. He puts in the call. The river is a 9 of hearts, bringing the front door flush. Very unlikely he checked back a flush draw. Better board for us than him, so we go big. How big? 5,500, over the size of the pot. This is what No Limit Texas Hold'em is all about, putting my man to a decision for over the pot. He quickly calls and shows Jack 10 offsuit for a straight. Nice river. With blinds at 100, 200, under the gun opens for 600. We're still 60K deep. Button calls. I got deuce 5 of diamonds in the big blind. We put in the call. The flop comes jackpot. Jack, 4, 3, 2 diamonds. Jack and 4 of diamonds. We check to the button who bets 700. It's Negreanu, Lithuanian pro. We could call or we could check raise. We decided to check raise to 2,100. Other guy folds and Negreanu puts in the call. Probably messing up the pronunciation. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
What does matter is the 3 of diamonds on the turn, pairing the board but giving us a flush and a straight flush draw. We continue the story with a bet of 420, Bob. 4,200. He puts in the call. He could have a bigger flush. He could have a boat. The river's an offsuit ace. What do? Can we get value from worse? What do we do if we bet and he raises? Only one way to find out. The correct sizing in this spot is 6,900. He goes deep in the tank. All I can think is, please don't shove. I guess we just fold. Please, hero, call me with a jack or some ace-x random combo. But eventually he folds. But we take down a nice pot. 60K starting. We now have 67,000, 3 Euro pros and 1 recreational and me. Not great, but we're gonna make the best of it. It's only gonna be 10 hours of actual play, including breaks, dinner, 13 hours. We're here since hand number 1. Who loves it more? World Series of Poker, main event. Let's bag and tag. With blinds at 100, 200, we're 5-handed. Me, 3 Euro pros, and what seems to be a rec. The rec is in the big blind. Edgurius, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Some super Lithuanian pro opens to 600. He's gonna have a wide range here. We're on the button with the ladies. 2 black ladies. Love to see it. We 3-bet to 2,000. Edgurius? Let me know in the comments how to pronounce this name, as you can see in the screenshot of my table draw. He's not buying what we're selling, and he puts in the 4-bet to 6,000. Now, I'm pretty sure in GTO land, we're just going to be calling queens here, but something in my soul says it's time to put in that 5-bet. Sizing, 14,200, Bob. He thinks about it, stares me down. I contemplate how disgusted I'm going to be if he shoves, but he lays it down, and we win another pot versus the Super Pro. With blinds at 100, 200, other Super Pro from Argentina or some Latin American Vamu country opens to 600 on the button. We're next to act in the small blind with 9-7 of diamonds. Of course we could flat, of course we could fold, but we're going to be aggressive, and we make it 3,000 to go. We have him covered. We've been off to a hot start with 75K in our stack. He's got about 60K. He puts in the call, and we're off to see a flop of Queen 7-3, 2 hearts. Pretty good flop, all things considered, for our hand and our range. Of course, we down bet in this situation to 2,200, and he puts in the call. He's gonna have a wide range here, a lot of overcard and backdoor floats, like ace-jack, ace-10, maybe even some jack-10 suiteds with the backdoor flush draw, and of course, all 2-heart combos, some queen-x. When the turn brings a king, I'm torn. We're gonna have all the ace-king. We're gonna have aces, kings, king-queen, pocket queens. Pretty good board for our range, so we continue our story. On the surface, you might say, Boski, are you turning a pair into a bluff? Well, in some world, we're also getting value from his hands like ace-jack, ace-10, jack-10, and maybe, just maybe, we could be folding out a hand like queen-jack or queen-10. So I fire 6,500. He thinks about it and puts in the call. The river is an offsuit 5. The heart's missed. What are the merits of betting here versus checking? If I check, am I check folding? What are his bluffs? I decide to check, and he bets 14,000. Now I know you're thinking, Boski, you got 3rd pair in a 3-bet pot. Just lay it down. Like I said earlier, he does have some bluffs here. Ace-jack, ace-10, jack-10, missed hearts. We do not block any of these hands with our 9-7 of diamonds, and for this reason, I put in the call. And he shows ace-king offsuit, and we lose a monster pot in the $10,000 main event. Like a punch to the stomach. As you can see, he did in fact float. Don't really expect him to flat the ace-king that much in practice. Looking back at it, I almost wonder if I could check jam the river with the pocket 7s blocker. Think about that one. Pretty wild, but when you also consider how rare it would be to check jam bluff rivers, I think he'd fold ace-king. And we move on to the next hand. With blinds at 100, 200, supposed rec opens to 600, row, through, whatever, and the small blind calls, and we have queen 10 of hearts in the big blind. Could squeeze, but we're content to just call with our 50K stack. Flop comes 8, 7, 6, 2 diamonds, 1 heart. Pretty good flop for our hand and our range, so when the small blind checks, we bet out 1,100. Original raiser calls, and the small blind row folds. Rui, whatever. The turn is the 7 of hearts, pairing the board. Now we have a straight draw and a flush draw. So we continue our story with a bet of 4,200. Seems like the correct amount. And my opponent quickly folds, and we take it down. Brett. What's up, Slim? What's up, bad. What's up, player? How's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, good. Glad to be alive.
Yeah?
Glad to dodge this bathroom line.
Yeah.
Let's make it through. All right, we're gonna power. Yes, stream. A lot of streaming. The remaining seats are filling up. We're now 8-handed in the World Series of Poker $10,000 main event. With blinds at 200, 300, under the gun opens to 800. Lithuanian pro, Brazilian pro, they call. New player, Johan Schultz, or something like that, 21-year-old Caucasian male, puts in the 3-bet. Squeezes to 3,200. We're on the button with the ladies. What do you do?
Hello, ladies.
Flat call or 4-bet? It's a lot of action ahead of us. Pretty scary. Are we going to play for stacks? I make it 8,800 to go. Action folds back around to the 3-better, who folds. And we take down a nice pot pre-flop, uncontested, heart rate going crazy. With blinds at 200, 300, I'm in middle position with the 8-6 of spades. We open to 800. Only Edgararius calls in the big blind with a 50K stack. The flop comes 10 of spades, 9 of spades, 3 of diamonds. We have a straight flush draw in the main event. Could this be the one? He checks. I bet 1,100. He puts in the call. The turn is gin, offsuit 7. We didn't need the 7 of spades anyway. He checks. We bet 4,200. Plays it. He calls. What rivers do we want to see? 7 of spades, of course, or bricks. The river's the king of clubs. Queen Jack gets there, and we still lose to Jack 8. He checks, and I bet 8,800. Looking to get value from some 2-pair combos, or maybe some hero calls with King Queen or King Jack, perhaps. He goes deep in the tank, staring me down, and eventually finding the fold. We take down another nice pot. With blinds at 200, 300, Rui opens to 800. I'm in middle position with pocket 10s, and we elect to just flat. Let's see a flop. Everybody else folds. We're heads up to the Queen, Jack flop. He checks. Good spot for us to bet. We should have the best hand. I bet 800 and he calls. The turn's a queen. He could still have hands like ace king, ace 10, smaller pairs. He checks and we continue our story. Let's value bet our boat. Bet 1,800. He puts in the call. Not liking our hand so much anymore. The river's a deuce. Do we go for 3 streets of value? No. We check and lose to King Jack off. Boat over boat in the World Series of Poker main event. Rui, with the 120K stack now after I donated so much, opens to 700 under the gun, 8-handed at 200, 300. I'm in middle position with Anna Kournikova offsuit. We make it 2,100. A fair 3x. He calls. The flop comes Jack 4-3 rainbow. He checks. We down bet to 1,600. He calls. The turn's a queen. He checks. Do we check back with our Broadway draw and 2 overs, or do we continue our story in position? We bet 6,000 chips, and my opponent, Rui, with his 120K stack, finds the fold. Exciting times in the World Series of Poker main event. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Liking the video does not mean you like the result. I'm usually going to lose. Liking the video means that you like the content and you want to see more of it in the YouTube algorithm. Like and subscribe today. It's free. This is the World Series of Poker main event. We have to cherish every moment. Let's make it count. Let's bag and tag. With blinds at 200, 300. I got pocket 9s in the cutoff. Make it 700 to go. Asian male who just doubled up. Nut flush versus set of queens. Puts in the call in the big blind. We see a flop of King 3. He checks. We bet for value and protection. 500. He check raises to 2,000. What's he repping? A 3? Some backdoor bluff? I call. Turns an 8. 9s are still looking good unless he has one of the 2 remaining kings. He checks. Now I really think my 9s are good. Time to get that value from 3x or smaller pairs. I bet 2,200. He calls. The river is a 3. He leads 5,000. What kind of backwards line of poker is this? What's he repping? If the story don't make sense, you just put in the call. I put 1 chip in the middle and see the bad news, which is King 6 offsuit. Well played. You got the maximum. And we move on to the next hand. I start having a in-depth conversation with the player to my left. Very nice human male who is a big fan of tea leaves, medicinal healing, Chinese healing, a hippie, if you will. We have exotic tea cake. What's the name of it?
Bingdao. It's a raw pour. Shang pour.
All right. Nice. As time goes on, it turns out the hippies were right all along when it comes to nutrition, spirituality. I learned a lot about tea leaves. He even offers to break me off a piece of his $3,000 tea brick. Can't really turn this one down. We order some hot water and we indulge. A gamble in the $10,000 main event. I could have an adverse reaction. Tastes pretty good though, and I continue to sip it for quite some time. Appreciate the good chats. Probably gonna mispronounce this, but Bing Dao is the name of the tea, and Pour is the location where the tea is sourced. There's a lot of fake teas out there, a lot of fugazis, as expected with any high-end goods. You gotta know the source, just like drugs. Tea is kind of a drug in a way. Don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school. Don't play poker for a living either. Adopt, don't shop. Let's get back to the action. I somehow lose every hand for 2 hours. I can only blame it on the tea. And just like that, we're on dinner break. Let's meet up with a bunch of the ACR crew and mutual friends at Alexa's restaurant of choice this summer. Gonna go with the burger. We have 75 minutes to eat. It takes 7 minutes to get to Alexa. We order quickly. 50 minutes later, we have no food. This is a problem. I already have a headache. I'm already irritable, and I'm hangry.
It's like he's 24/7 hangry.
10 minutes before play is gonna resume, our food has still not arrived. Michael Loncar goes and talks to the manager and negotiates 50% off our bill. What bill? We have no food. Half of our party leaves, hungry, in a $10,000 tournament. That's running bad. I wait a few more minutes and they bring out the food for everybody, but everybody's gone. I ask for a box for my Caesar salad and my Alexa burger. I grab some silverware and we walk it briskly back to the table where we make it with 5 seconds to go. We do not miss a hand. And now we're eating a cold burger and some soggy Caesar salad in a $10,000 tournament that we're playing for the 20th time. I'll give the salad a 3 out of 10 and the burger a 5 out of 10. We're not gonna let this affect our play, or are we? We're hangry, we're tired, and now we're eating out of a box in a $10,000 tournament. Luckily, Julie was nice enough to bring Mike Haig's dinner, which he abandoned to his table. Bet on Drew got it to go, he's not happy at all. Lawn car to go. Life's all about timing, and this is not good timing. With blinds at 300, 500, same Asian male with the king 6 that got me good with pocket 9s, raises an early position to 1200. I'm in the big blind with pocket 9s, 37,000 in my stack. I defend. The flop comes king 10, 7. I check. He bets 1500. The table mood is very tense. Not a word has been spoken for about 3 hours. It's all business. We have a bad table draw. I look at him and say, king queen is good. I fold. He laughs, shows me king queen. The table mood is lifted, and we're down to 35,000 from 60K starting. The blind's at 300, 500. Action folds to Rui, raises it up to 1,100 off a 200K stack on the button. Must be nice. Small blind, young Caucasian male, 27K stack, makes it 4,000. I'm in the big blind with 2 black 10s. 38,000 in my stack. What do you do? Think it's time to cold 4-bet to exactly 10,000. Button folds, small blind, contemplates jamming. We contemplate calling, but he folds and we take down a nice pot pre-flop. 2 hours after dinner break, 2 hours left in the night. We have one more hand before we go on break. I look down at king queen off under the gun. Let's steal those blinds and make it 1,200 to go. Alleged recreational, only possible soft spot at the table, calls in middle position. We see a flop of 9, 6, 3, rainbow. I bet 2,000. He calls. The turn's an ace. Good card for our range. We continue our story. I bet 5,500. He calls. The river's an 8. Do we continue to barrel? What is he gonna fold here? Pocket 10s? Pocket 5s? 9, 10? We check, and he checks behind with the ace 7 of clubs. Nice hand. And we go on break. 2 more hours before we bag and tag. Two more hours. Look how jacked up my chair is. Just goes to top level.
Cheers are cute.
Why does it do?
Automatic class.
Why does it do that?
It's automatic.
Automatic? Ejector seat?
Yeah, is it down?
It's down.
Huh? Say automatic.
Oh, now it doesn't go down.
Yeah, it's good.
No, I need to go low. I need to go lower. 2 hour levels. The blinds are now 300, 600, 200K stack. Rui on the button opens to 1,200. I'm in the big blind with a6 of clubs. We put in the call. I have 35,000 approximately to start this hand. The flop comes ace 7-5. I check, he down bets, as people do 100% of the time nowadays, to 1,000. We call, turns a jack, I check, and now he up bets. About the size of the pot, 5,500. What's he repping? Can we fold a bad ace here?
I don't think so, Tim.
I put in the call. The river's a 7, pairing the board. We now beat ace 10. That's good. We chop it. We check, and he checks behind. Shows out of turn for some reason the 9-10 offsuit, and we win a nice pot with top pair. Way to hang on. Recreational middle position opens to 1,500 off a 60K stack. Rui, 200K stack, calls the button. We're in the big blind with 2 black ladies.
Hello, ladies.
I think there's only one appropriate 3-bet sizing in this spot, and you guessed it, 6.9 thousand. I'm a immature child at heart. Both players call. No ace or king on the flop, dealer. The flop comes queen 7-5, heart, diamond.
Hello, lady.
We bet 6,100. Is it our time to get the big double? They're not folding flush draws, they're not folding sets, and they both fold. Still a nice pickup. Over 15,000 profit. I'm now up to 58,000, almost starting stack. I should have just regged on day 2. I open 1,300. Alan Jackson in the cutoff.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Asian male, king 6, who got me with the 9s. 3 bets the small blind to 4,000. We put in the call. Flop comes ace 7-4, 2 clubs. He bets 2,100. We call. Turns a king. He bets 5,000. We call. The river's an ace. He checks. I bet 11,100. He goes deep in the tank, shows a jack, and folds. And we're back over starting stack. Momentum is on our side. Let's finish strong. With a 75K stack, Rui, 200K stack, South American, opens, under the gun. We're in middle position with Anna Kournikova offsuit.
Bad, but it was real, and that's all you have.
Normally my default is to 3-bet, but you know, sometimes you gotta mix it up. We go ahead and put in the call, and we get 2 calls, one in the cutoff, one in the big blind. The flop comes, king 4-3, all clubs. We don't have the ace of clubs. Action checks around, turns a 6 offsuit. Big blind bets 3,000. Rui calls, I call. We're 3 ways to a river, which is an offsuit 10. Big blind checks, Rui bets 5,000. Is top good here? We're pretty under-repped. Could have king queen, king jack. We put in the call and we lose to a set of 3s, or set of 6s, whatever was on the flop. I look down at ace queen of clubs in early position. Make it 1,300 to go. Action folds to the button. A new player with a 200K stack who makes it 4,200. What do you do with ace queen of clubs here with a 60K stack? I think calling is standard, although a 4-bet could be in order. I call. Flop comes king jack deuce. I check call a 3K bet. Turns a 4, goes check, and the river's a 7. I check. He bets 5,000, and we just fold. Kind of a boring pot, but they all matter in the $10,000 main event. All right, 4 hands. This is number 1 of 4. With blinds at 300, 600, it's 2-hour levels. Look down at ace king offsuit under the gun and make it 1,300.
All it takes is some trying.
Same Asian male who I've been battling with, who's dwindled his stack down to about 40,000, puts in the call. Button. Same guy who 3-bet me when I had the ace queen of clubs with a 200K stack. Makes it 5,200 to go. What do you do with ace king here? Are we ready to get in 100 blinds? Am I ready to 4-bet fold? Instead, I do something a little awkward and flat call. Asian male, 40 to 80, folds. We're heads up to a flop of queen 9-6. Action goes check. Turns a 5. Action goes check. River's a 7. Action goes check, and I lose to pocket jacks. Maybe I should have been more aggressive. Maybe I should have turned my ace king into a bluff at some point. But we take another loss. And we have bagged and tagged the World Series of Poker main event.
Bag and tag.
We made day 2 with 55,000. 48,000? I forget, I'm from the future. Regardless, structure's great, the action's hot. Let's run pure on day 2. Daily Paris, 3 lanes into 2 lanes, shit show, dodging pedestrians. But wait, how can 3 lanes magically become 2? Look at this. Well, they hit each other. Oh, why is he poking out? Oh, is this guy gonna clip me? No, stay in your lane, fucker. Stay in your lane, fucker. What's this guy doing? You going? You going? Oh, there you go. Oh, up. Oh, yep, gotta do that. Up. Gate open. Drive ahead. Oh, okay. What could go wrong with this? The World Series of Poker $10,000 main event, day 2. $49,000 in the bag from a 60K starting stack. Not bad considering the difficulty of our first table draw. Hopefully today's better. Today we will be optimistic but realistic in our goals. This is my 20th World Series of Poker main event. I have more experience than 99% of the field. I know what to expect. I know how to navigate. Today we will execute. If I make the money, I'm gonna give out $200 to one lucky viewer. All you have to do is comment WSOP below and subscribe to the channel. It's free. My final table, I'm gonna give out $1,000. If I win it, I'm gonna give out $10,000 in form of a World Series of Poker main event seat for some lucky viewer that comments WSOP and subscribes to the channel. Why am I wearing a nose strip? Did I break my nose? No. I have narrow nasal passages and the nose strip opens them up for better oxygen intake. Turns out, man can't breathe, man can't play poker.
A man can't breathe. He can't fight.
So, we're gonna be a nose breather instead of a mouth breather today, and bag and tag 220,000. The World Series of Poker main event. Will we bag and tag or lose $10,000? Watch and find out. Always double bag.
Okay, dealers, the button will be in the 7th seat. Dealers, you should have your decks ready to go.
Day 2 of the World Series of Poker main event. Table draw, not great, but we're gonna make the best of it. Upon sitting down, they're about to deal, and I noticed a familiar scent. Not a good one. And it's emanating from the player on my left, an Argentinian. I can't be 100%. Let's say I'm 90% sure, but that's okay. You know, maybe we can figure out a solution to the problem. I do have deodorant in my bag. I've come equipped. I tried to make some small talk with him, and it turns out he doesn't speak much English. No bueno, senor. It's only 10 hours of play. I mean, luckily I'm wearing my Breathe Right nose strip so I can really enjoy all the odors and scents that the World Series of Poker has to offer. Just another test by the Grand Simulator. But it's okay, he's got a pretty short stack. I mean, odds are he's gonna bust pretty soon, right? The first hand dealt. There's an early position raise. We fold trash. Guy on my left, we'll call him body odor from here on out. Puts in the call. There's some betting. There's a bluff on the river. He calls it with ace jack, ace king king, brick brick. The other player has pocket sevens. He scoops 10K profit. Nothing against him, but we're rooting against him. A little side sweat, if you will. Hand number 2 off the deck. He opens to 1600 in the cutoff. Button, 3 bets to 5,000. They both have short stacks. They might get it in. BO on my left. Shoves all in, and the 3-better folds. My neighbor chips up again. The third hand, it folds to my BO neighbor on my left, who raises to 1600. The small blind flats. The flop comes ace 6 deuce 2 diamonds. He c-bets 11 and gets check raised to 5,000. He calls. The turn is an offsuit 6 or deuce. 7K bet gets called. The river pairs the ace. It goes check, check. Small blind has 10-9 of diamonds. BO on my left has king 8 of diamonds. King high good. He scoops the first 3 pots. You can't make this shit up. But we're not going to let it affect our play. We got bigger fish to fry. Speaking of fish, that's what it smells like. Do we call the floor? Do we offer him the deodorant? Or do we just man up and take it and try to breathe in fresh air to our right? With blinds at 400, 800, it's 2-hour levels. It's like a cash game. The blinds really don't ever go up. Early position opens to 1600 off a 75K stack. Woman in the cutoff calls, 50K stack. Button, 200K stack calls. And I got the 4-5 offsuit in the big blind. We're getting a great price. We might flop a monster. Let's flick it in. 4 ways to a flop of 5 deuce deuce rainbow. Pretty good flop for us. We have a lot of deuce X in our range, and as it is, we have top pair with a backdoor straight draw. It checks around to the button who stabs 2100. Pretty small bet. We could call or we could check raise. Let's check raise. Clear out the equity and hopefully take it down now. Or we might just turn our hand into a bluff on future streets since we retain almost all of the 2x combos and we block pocket fives. We make it 7,000 to go and the button thinks about it and puts in the call. We started this hand with 49,000. The turn is a jack. At this point, I'm putting my opponent on a hand like ace-3, ace-4, or some mid-pairs. These are the most likely hands that are going to be overcalling and stabbing on this flop. So we could check or we could bet. I think bet is the best option for 2 reasons. We bet 10,000. He thinks about it and puts in the call. Now I'm putting him more on pocket 6s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s type of hands. The river's a queen. Do we check and just hope it gets to showdown against ace-4, ace-3? We don't chop against ace-5. Do we unload the clip and rep a deuce or pocket fives? I think that's the best play. It's rare to turn a hand into a bluff, but I think this is the best time for it. You could also have 5-6, 5-7 suited, which we get him off a chop. So I bet 20,000, leaving 9,200 behind. He goes deep in the tank, and we have video of me being as stoic as possible to give nothing away. A few minutes go by, and he eventually calls. And we see the bad news, which is pocket 10s. I say, you could have folded. He said, nah, I can't fold. I said, you almost folded. He goes, yeah, almost folded. But he didn't in this simulation, and we're down to crumbs. Will we find a good spot before we blind out with our 10.5 bigs? With blinds at 400, 800, under the gun, 50K, day 2 reg stack opens to 1,600. Same guy who got me good with those pocket 10s in a 230K stack calls in the hijack. I'm on the button with 2 red kings. We make it 8,200 to go, leaving a 1K chip behind for some strategic reasons. Action folds to the under the gun player who's not buying what we're selling and he shoves all in. Other guy folds, we call, we're up against pocket 9s. We even have them suit dominated. It doesn't get much sweeter than this.
Suit dominated. 82%.
The flop comes jack, 8-7. Turns a brick, and the river is a 10, giving him the straight and eliminating us from the World Series of Poker $10,000 main event.
Nice hand. Thank you. Congratulations. Good game. Good luck.
The 20th time was not the charm. Good game. Good luck to all those that are still in, because we're out.
And we are out!
I didn't sell any action. Someone once said to invest in yourself. Well, we did. And it did not work out well.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Stay tuned and subscribe to find out where I go to try to recoup this $10,000 loss.